We picked up the birthday version of Ram and Rem recently, and we were really impressed with Rem. So this time, we're going to take a look at Ram. Just a quick refresher, this is a 1/7 scale figure of Ram made by Kadokawa. When I looked it up on AmiAmi, it seems poor Ram only has this 2020 version made, whereas Rem has a 2017, 2018, and the 2020 version. Just a quick summary of this Ram figure. She's basically a mirror image of Rem. Her pose is pretty much the inverse of Rem's pose. I'm not going to rehash the same review since they're so similar, but you can check out my detailed Rem review, link in the description. In case you didn't watch that one, Ram is just as crisp and detailed as Rem. The same beautiful sculpting and painting is done here. So in this video, I'll just be pointing out the differences and settling once and for all who is better, Ram or Rem. Starting from the top, we have the ribbon on the hat that's a different color. I like how Kadokawa used the other twins' hair color as the accent color. We'll actually see this throughout the figures. We have, of course, the facial expressions. With Ram, we have a soft smile, which is fitting for her since she's quite emotionless in the anime. This is already quite a bit of emotion for her, actually. Rem has a more playful look, with the winking eye and her joyous laugh. Next, we have the ribbon tying the bouquet together, and again, it's using the accent color of the other twin. Ram's right hand is a pretty standard grip, whereas Rem's left hand has that cute pinky out look. Ram's left hand is pretty similar to Rem's, but Rem has a slightly more dynamic look, as well as fully separated fingers, whereas Ram's fingers has the index, middle, and the ring fingers sculpted as one. I expected the bouquet of flowers to be pretty much exactly the same, but there is actually quite a big difference. The colors of the flower match pretty well, but the biggest difference is in the open flowers. The open flowers in Ram's bouquet look fantastic, with many small petals sculpted and look incredibly realistic. Just check out that big pink rose in the center. Rem's bouquet is still very nice, but the open flowers have too few petals, and each petal is too thick. It almost looks like actually origami flowers. A detail that Kadokawa got right is that Ram is less well endowed than her sister. It's obvious how much Rem's shirt is filled versus Ram. The garter belts also have the same accent color, and I like how not only is the band on the stockings colored, but the belt itself is also painted in the accent color. And finally, the last difference I could see is the flower on the shoe. And again, that's accented in the other twin's color. The detail is about the same though. In the first season of the anime, we saw a lot more of Rem. And with her personality and screen time, I can see why she's the more popular twin. But in the second season, Rem finally gets her time to shine, and we get to see a lot more character development for her, which is great. So in the end, who do I prefer, Ram or Rem? At least in the case of this figure set, I would take Rem if I could only get one of these figures. This was a really close race, and Rem only won because I prefer her expression and her hands. Both are amazing figures though, and you can't go wrong with either one. But really, you should get both. They look great when displayed together, and I think this sculpt is one of the best when compared to the anime.